Good day and welcome to the first ever Big West Men's Volleyball Preview Show presented by OUTRIGGER Resorts. I'm Rob Espero, and for the next hour, I'm going to take you through the stats, the stories, the analysis, and the insights of the 2023 Big West Men's Volleyball teams. 2023 promises to be yet another slugfest as these teams gut, grind, battle, and brawl for the highest possible seeding for the OUTRIGGER Resorts Big West Championship, presented by the Hawaiian Islands come April 20th through 22nd, 2023. Let's begin our preview show as we look at our first ever Big West Men's Volleyball preseason poll as voted by our coaches. Coming in at number 6, the Tritons of UC San Diego. The post-Kyle McCauley era begins as the Tritons return an entirely new starting lineup behind an explosive outside hitter in Ryan Kaw and the new faces of Gabe Dyer and freshman libero Evan Boyle. Jumping in at number 5, the Matadors of Cal State Northridge. The Matadors continue to be a threat with their left side attackers of Kyle Hobus and Griffin Walters, with talented setter Donovan Constable orchestrating the offense for CSUN. Riding in at number 4, the Gauchos of UC Santa Barbara. This highly talented and scrappy Gaucho team looks to be potent once again with stellar outside hitter Ryan Wilcox and enforcer in the middle, Donovan Todorov, along with a new setter running the court, transfer Jack Wolmer. Roaming in at number 3, the Anteaters of UC Irvine. The new look Eaters have big bangers at the right and left pins in all Big West Conference first team honorees Hilaire Heno and Chesko Sani, along with a new talented maestro to run the offense in transfer Joe Carlos. Rolling in at number 2, the Beach of Long Beach State. Long Beach State returns almost their entire starting lineup, anchored by All-American libero Mason Briggs, and have added high-flying Cypriot Sotiris Soponis. Since the inception of the Big West Conference, this All-American studded lineup with Spencer Olivier, Clark Godbold, and Aiden Knipe, the Beach is always in the hunt for postseason hardware. Topping off our preseason poll at number 1, the Rainbow Warriors of the University of Hawaii. The Rainbow Warriors returned their entire starting lineup ready to defend their back-to-back national championships from 2021 and 22. With all of Big West Player of the Year, Jakob Tella's arsenal of Dimi Muklius, Spiros Hakas, Guillermo Voss, Chaz Galloway, and Cole Hoagland, along with Super Libero Drew Sheward, back for another run, expect the Bows to be a top contender in postseason play. Now that you've had a look at the Big West Men's Volleyball preseason poll from 1 to 6, let's look at the players who will make a difference this year as we lift the lid on the first ever Big West preseason all-conference team. Ryan Wilcox, outside hitter, UC Santa Barbara. This 6'2" senior outside hitter from Honolulu, Hawaii, is coming off a super 2022 season, hitting at a .281 clip, which was 11th in the Big West, while asserting himself as a solid outside hitter, averaging 3.69 kills per set, good for 6th in the Big West. Wilcox's efforts led to his recognition as a 2022 First Team All-Big West honoree and an All-American honorable mention. Jakob Tella, setter, Hawaii. The 6'6" senior setter from Tonsberg, Norway, was a 2022 Big West Player of the Year who kept defenses guessing his set location or whether he was going to throw down his Thor, Norse god of thunder, impersonation on the second ball. This AVCA All-American and All Big West Conference recipient was 8th in digs, averaging 1.64 digs per set, and 6th in aces, with a .38 aces per set average. Without a doubt, Tella could annihilate you from the service line. Francesco Sani, outside hitter, UC Irvine. This 6'9" junior is one of the most dynamic athletes to don the Eater uniform. He'll get you from the left, the right, the BIC, and the service line. This first team All Big West Conference honoree was second in kills with 176 kills, averaging 4.51 kills per set. Third in points with 485.5 points while averaging 4.85 points per set. Sani is a 2022 AVCA All-American honoree on a mission to elevate his team in the postseason. Dimitrios Muklius, opposite hitter, Hawaii. This 6'6" junior opposite from Soufli, Greece, or the Greek god of thunder, also known as Zeus, lit it up for the Bows, becoming the 6th leading scorer in the Big West in 2022, averaging 4.07 points per set. This 2022 All Big West Conference honorable mention always was an assassin from the attack line, being 7th in kills in the Big West at 3.43 kills per set. He received 2022 NCAA Men's Division I-II Championship All-Tournament Team honors and was an honorable mention as an All-American. Hilaire Heno, outside hitter, UC Irvine. The 6'8" sophomore outside hitter from Pornichet, France, was one of the top all-around players in the Big West Conference, receiving first-team All-Conference honors. He led the conference in aces with a .59 aces per set average, while being in the top 10 in 3 other categories: 9th in kills with 3.23 kills per set, 9th in points at 3.98 points per set average, all while utilizing his French defensive move, le crêpe, in place of the pancake, garnering 1.64 digs per set, also good for 9th in the Big West Conference. Heno was recognized as a 2022 ABCA NBA honorable mention. Spiros Hakas, outside hitter, Hawaii. This 6'4" junior outside hitter from New Smyrna, Greece, comes off of a breakout sophomore campaign with fantastic stat lines in Big West Conference play. He was 9th in hitting percentage at .323, 7th in scoring at 4.06 points per set, 8th in kills at 3.41 kills per set, and 10th in aces at .36 aces per set. His performance led to the 2022 All Big West Conference honors and ABCA NBA second-team All-American recognition. On top of that, Hakas received the 2022 NCAA Men's D1-2 MVP of the championship match. Mason Briggs, Libero, Long Beach State. This 6' junior Libero passes gold from his platforms and operates behind blocks, covering lines, flapping up pancake digs while scooping in the clutch for the beach. This 2022 ABCA NBA First Team All-American and 2022 All-Conference honoree led the Big West in digs with 111 while averaging 2.85 digs per set. Congratulations to each of the players on the preseason All-Conference team. We look forward to watching them lead their respective teams this season. After the break, we'll preview the number 6 team in our preseason poll, the Tritons of UC San Diego, and spend a few minutes with their head coach, Brad Rostrutter. All that and more are coming your way as a 2023 Big West Men's Volleyball Preview Show presented by OUTRIGGER Resorts rolls on.
What is the Big West? The Big West is where the Aloha spirit meets California cool. It's a place of unlimited opportunity on the court, in the classroom, and in the community. We're built different in the Big West. We find a way to win with hustle, heart, and hard work. What is the Big West? It's the place where dreams come true. The Big West. Only the bold.
I wanted to wake up to the sound of the ocean.
Sun and surf. That's what we were looking for.
But the moment we arrived, we found so much more. We found beauty.
We found adventure.
We found a place we'll never, ever forget.
Malama'aina, to care for the land, is an engagement between people and place. When we all malama, there's nothing we can't change.
Learn how you can malama Hawaii at gohawaii.com/malama.
Life is uncertain. Everyday pressures can feel overwhelming. It's okay to feel stressed, anxious, worried, or frustrated. It's normal. With CalHope's free and secure mental health resources, it's easy to get the help you and your loved ones need when you need it the most. Call our warm line at 833-317-4673 or live chat at calhope.org today.
Some key matches to check out for our number 6 team, the Tritons of UC San Diego. They start off 2023 at the A6 Invitational in Santa Barbara, California, as they face Lincoln Memorial University on January 5th, then MPSF powerhouses UCLA on January 6th and USC on January 7th. Then the Tritons head on out to the Midwest as they take on MIVA powerhouses Loyola on January 13th and Lewis on January 14th. The Tritons then start off Big West Conference play as they take on the Matadors on February 24th. Coach Brad Rothschutter from UC San Diego. What are your expectations as a first-year head coach of a D1-2 men's volleyball program?
Yeah, I mean, the expectations, it's all about how we compete and how we carry ourselves and what we're doing on a daily basis, and it starts with myself and the rest of our staff, making sure we're doing absolutely everything and anything to help push our program to be better and help the Tritons be better tomorrow than we are today. And that's kind of the main expectation for us throughout the year.
Now, you start off the season at the prestigious A6 Santa Barbara tournament where you'll face Lincoln Memorial of the independent conferences and UCLA and USC of the MPSF. How are you going to approach that weekend of competition as you figure out your team in your brief amount of time you've had with them?
Yeah, we've had about a month in the gym with them. So it's exciting to get more time to compete, exciting to get more time together in the competitive venue. And going up to Santa Barbara and playing there is going to be filled with adversity and filled with lots of good challenges with those 3 opponents. So it's going to be a great opportunity to learn more about the group, but also see, what we think we can do, and the ability for us to play good volleyball and the ability for us to be consistent and really kind of work towards trending up and playing the way we want to play the game.
Now, not only are you a first-year head coach, but you come back and basically had a bunch of guys graduate. Who do you have coming back this year, and who are you going to insert to help make your team?
Yeah, so Ryan Kaw is the only returner who's had an awesome last couple of years within the program. Everyone else has graduated and moved on to graduate school or playing professionally or working, which is awesome. And it's great because we got a really young nucleus and young core of guys that are really eager and excited to pick up where all those guys who graduated left off. So we got guys like Nick Rigo, Gabe Dyer, Andrew Boyle, who you've seen in kind of small pieces throughout the last few seasons, to where now they're getting the opportunity to really spend lots more time on the court and be competing in a full capacity in those roles. And they're excited about it, and they've been great in the fall and putting in a lot of work and really developing within those new roles as we kind of are navigating the new landscape of the program with losing so much potency from our team.
Yep. Well, not only do you have a new team on the court, but you actually have a coaching staff now. Care to share a little about the guys you've brought on?
Yeah. So our coaching staff, John Girton is staying on staff. He's been doing an amazing job within the program, and especially getting me caught up to speed. He's been invaluable to our success this fall and the guys' success and the guys' growth as of late, which has been massive. Then we've been lucky enough to bring on Taylor Hammond, who sat at Penn State and has been working in Orange County, real close to me at Orange Coast College and with Balboa Bay Volleyball Club as well. So bringing him down to San Diego and moving him down here has been a huge perk. And he didn't get too much time in the gym with the guys. He got a couple of days of practice. So he's even more eager than the rest of us to get in the gym on December 28th.
Now, obviously, the Big West Conference has the last 4 national championships and has been just a slugfest as far as battles in conference play. But what mindset do you send your team out with during Big West Conference play, knowing that it's going to be ultra competitive?
Yeah, it's going to be dogfights every single night. And for us being younger and being some newer guys to that competitive environment, it's going to be a lot of learning, a lot of really tough battles. And our mindset is really how tough, gritty, scrappy can we be through those environments to allow us to play our best volleyball in those moments and in those exciting times. And ultimately, the opportunity to be battle tested really within every single conference match of the Big West is a massive advantage and huge for our continued growth that we're really excited about, that we get to prepare to take on all these top teams and all these elite teams because that's the level we're working towards and we want to be at.
Coach, thanks for the time. Best of luck this season. Up next, we've got a closer look at the number 5 team in the Big West preseason poll. Here's more on the Matadors of Cal State Northridge. Important matches on the schedule of our number 5 team, the Matadors of Cal State Northridge. They start off 2023 at the A6 tournament in Santa Barbara, California, taking on USC on January 5th, UCLA on January 6th, and Lincoln Memorial on January 7th. Then they host a 7-match homestand with teams like USC on January 25th, UCLA on January 27th, and Stanford on February 3rd. Then the Matadors start Big West Conference play at UC San Diego on February 24th. All right, head coach Theo Edwards of Cal State Northridge. You've got key returners, outside hitters Kyle Hobus and Griffin Walters, setter Donovan Constable, and middle blocker Lulu Allen. Can you share some thoughts on their level of play and how they can contribute to the Matadors this 2023 season?
Yeah, absolutely. All of those guys have been impact players for us, especially last season. Kyle Hobus, I think, got conference honors and was an honorable mention as an All-American. He's a guy that we're looking to really have a big presence for us. Right now, he's playing on the left. He has the potential to play on the right as well. So it'll be interesting to see kind of which spot he ends up filling. Griffin Walters, same thing. Probably one of our more experienced players and has been on the court more years than anyone else. You know, obviously with COVID, there's been a few reps missed in the years that he's played, but has a ton of experience, and we're expecting him to do some big things for us. Donovan came in last year as a freshman, and due to circumstance, actually ended up starting for us. I don't know that was necessarily in the cards, but he did a nice job and stepped up for us last year. And his level of play has continued to elevate every single week for us through this fall. So we're really excited what he brings to the table. And then Lulu was awesome for us, terrific as a freshman, super athletic and incredibly capable as a middle blocker, can kind of run his offense from anywhere on the floor, and has really started to develop from a blocking perspective. And, you know, we have high hopes for what he can do and what he brings to our team as well. So we're excited with all those guys.
Now, is there a possibility of seeing any new faces in the Matador mix come season?
Yeah, I think there is. You know, we have one particular guy who I think is starting to make a big difference, at least that we haven't mentioned. He was on the floor for us last year, but his name is Talon Cook. He's a libero for us, and he had moments where he shined last year and moments where he was still kind of developing and learning. And in this off season, he has been an incredibly hardworking player and is putting himself in the driver's seat from a skills perspective to be on the floor for us and to be an impact player. I would also mention Luke Krizmarzik, who, if you remember, actually transferred from Concordia a couple of years back, and has had an impact definitely in our gym. You know, I don't know that he's had the presence that he would have liked to have had on the floor for us, but coming into this year, he's been incredibly focused and he's had a terrific fall. So we're super excited to see what he can do.
All right. Well, you've got a solid 7-match homestand that features top 15 teams in the MPSF like USC, UCLA, and Stanford. What are your thoughts on those non-conference matchups?
Sure. Yeah, I think, the reason that we scheduled it that way is to prepare. You know, we're in the Big West. It has been the best conference for the last 4 years, and we're going to play some terrific opponents. And so the goal for us is to get ready, and those teams will help us do that, right? USC, UCLA, and Stanford have been top 15 type teams, and we expect them to be there this year as well. So our hope and kind of what we want to achieve is to improve throughout our preseason and prepare ourselves to be ready for conference, and we think the schedule will help us get there.
All right. Well, then, what mindset do you send your team out with during Big West Conference play, knowing that it's going to be just as competitive, if not more competitive, after that non-conference stint?
Sure, that's the piece that I think that all of us coaches are hoping to really excel at. The Big West is incredibly competitive, and I think I can speak for all of my players. We love that it is the top conference in the country. We love playing with the best. If you want to be the best, you got to compete against the best. And so, as we go into those matches, mindset perspective, we want to just have the attitude of improve it, right, and get better week to week, and put ourselves in a position to compete and to beat some of the best teams in the country.
All right. That's head coach Theo Edwards of Cal State Northridge. Thanks and best of luck this season for you and your Matadors.
Hey, I appreciate it, Rob. Thank you.
After the break, we'll feature our number 4 team, the Gauchos of UC Santa Barbara. Stay with us.
More here with the program.
What is the Big West? The Big West is where the Aloha spirit meets California cool. It's a place of unlimited opportunity on the court, in the classroom, and in the community. We're built different in the Big West. We find a way to win with hustle, heart, and hard work. What is the Big West? It's the place where dreams come true. The Big West. Only the bold.
I wanted to wake up to the sound of the ocean.
Sun and surf. That's what we were looking for.
But the moment we arrived, we found so much more. We found beauty.
We found adventure.
We found a place we'll never, ever forget.
Malama'aina, to care for the land, is an engagement between people and place. When we all malama, there's nothing we can't change.
Learn how you can malama Hawaii at gohawaii.com/malama.
Life is uncertain. Everyday pressures can feel overwhelming. It's okay to feel stressed, anxious, worried, or frustrated. It's normal. With CalHope's free and secure mental health resources, it's easy to get the help you and your loved ones need when you need it the most. Call our warm line at 833-317-4673 or live chat at calhope.org today.
Important matches on the schedule of our number 4 team, the Gauchos of UC Santa Barbara. They kick off 2023 hosting the ASICS Invitational in Santa Barbara, facing USC on January 5th, Lincoln Memorial on January 6th, and UCLA on January 7th. Then they go up against tough MPSF opponents all of January and February that include BYU, Pepperdine, and Stanford. We welcome UC Santa Barbara head coach Rick McLaughlin to the proceedings. All right, Rick, you've got a super talented group of returners for 2023. How have they developed and what impact will they have on your team this year?
They'll have a huge impact, I would think. A lot of experience. We have about 6 seniors that have been with us for a long time. That's Ryan Wilcox, Dane Chalmers, Donovan Todoroff, Brandon Hicks, Nick Amoruso, and Connor Dunn. And those guys are all kind of our captains. So really good leadership. They know what they want. What we've done in the past isn't enough for them. So they want to win the whole thing.
Now, what new faces can we see contributing on the court for the Gauchos during that 2023 season?
you're going to see probably a new setter, Jack Walmer, who transferred from Hawaii. And at opposite, our opposite from China, Tion, he had to focus on school and try to get into his grad school. So we're going to have a new face at opposite. It's going to be one of four guys, either Nick Amoruso, who I mentioned, Reese Barnett, Jess Bianchi, or Owen Berg. And all four of those guys have played pretty good in the fall. So it's going to be an interesting battle when we get back. And I would imagine that all of them will play a little bit in the beginning of the season. The other good battle is at libero between Max Gordon and Jaden Glenn. So those guys will also be battling. You might see a little bit of Dane Johnson in the middle. And we have some good young outsides behind Wilcox and Chalmers that you might see some of those guys too. Sam Collins, Ben Court, and Patrick Kane.
Sounds like a solid lineup. And you're going to need it because the next question I have for you is this. You've got a pretty hefty schedule to start off Big West Conference play with NCAA runner-up Long Beach State twice, talented UCI twice, and back-to-back national champions Hawaii twice, but you do have them at home. What are your thoughts on the early conference? We'll call it the trial by fire.
It's you got to play those guys at some time. Thankfully, we get almost 2 months of non-conference before we start that up. We should be playing at our top level and be ready to give those guys a good battle. And really, the life in the Big West, playing all of the 5 other teams are tough matches. So, it really doesn't matter when you play each of the 5 teams. You're going to get a battle, and you better be ready to play.
Well, while we're talking about your schedule, I mean, you come out of the ASICS tournament, I believe it's the 19th year, and you come out and face all these MPSF opponents in January, February. Was that intentional, or just wanted to go through the gauntlet early?
No, kind of intentional. Our team likes to be challenged. That's what makes us good. Our guys are small, but they compete really hard. They make the other team beat them. And we want to see where we're at right away and see what we need to do, down the road to be ready in our conference tournament to try to win that thing. So I like to play as tough a matches as we can. I don't mind if they're on the road. I think that only makes us tougher. And I think our guys feel the same way. They're ready to go.
Coach, thanks for joining us and best of luck this season. We're now down to the top 3 teams in our poll, beginning with the Anteaters of UC Irvine. They head out to the BYU tournament and take on Lewis on January 6th and McKendree on January 7th. Then takes on a gauntlet of all the MPSF teams of UCLA, Pepperdine, USC, Stanford, Concordia, and Grand Canyon. Then hosts Penn State to close out non-conference play. The Anteaters start Big West play on March 10th versus UC San Diego. Head coach David Niffen joins us now to talk more about the Anteaters in 2023. So, Coach, what can we look for from your team this season? You've got key returners in All-Americans Francesco Sani and Hilir Heno back, along with Cole Gillis and libero Cole Power. What can we expect from your core guys, and what new faces can be mingling in that mix for the Anteaters?
Sure. Well, I would expect you're going to see an even more physical, even more mature Irvine team than you saw at the end of the year last year. The same team that was pushing Hawaii to, 2 points at the end of the year. The same team that, got through the first round of Big West playoffs and was up on Long Beach right there at the end and ended up losing by two points in the last set there. You'll see guys like Francesco Sani, who will effectively be our team captain. I would anticipate this year and next year improved. You'll see some size with some new guys that we brought in. Will Darcy, 6'10" opposite from Australia, is expected to see some court time this year. Cole Gillis, Hilir Heno are playing better volleyball right now. And then maybe the biggest change that's just new to us is Joe Carlos, someone who played locally and is effectively coming home and is anticipated to be the starting setter for us this year. It gives us just a completely different, dynamic, fun look. Both him and returning libero Cole Power our guys that played together and won championships at the junior level. So that 1-2 contact for us is pretty special right now. So that'll be fun to look forward to as well.
Now, looking at your non-conference schedule, you've easily got one of the most challenging schedules on record, with some of the toughest teams in the MIVA, the EIVA, Conference Carolinas, and the MPSF. What's your philosophy in playing such a schedule?
Yeah, I mean, it's two pieces, both surrounded by experience. One is just the necessary experience of being tested, playing enough volleyball during the regular season to make sure that we're truly championship ready so that we understand. I feel like our guys are intelligent. They're competitive. I think typically we're better the second or third time around with an opponent. So there's a little bit of a learning curve that needs to take place. And the other part of it is just the experience of, bringing great teams into our gym, because we have a great home court environment, the experience of going on the road and playing great teams in their gyms. It's just dynamic and engaging for the student athletes and for the staff as well. It's fun to play great teams.
In the past, I'd heard a saying from your program, and the quote goes as such: "The path to UC Irvine greatness is not the path of least resistance." Is that saying still true today?
Yeah, it is. And even as we're watching, the shifts in the NCAA and the division of power and resources, and the reality is winning is winning the whole thing, right, is harder than it's ever been, in the sense that there's more talent, more resources spread out through the country. So it's not like it's getting easier with time. But the path has always been challenging, and I think the teams that have been great here enjoy and appreciate that challenge, and so we want to go lean into it.
All right. Well, Coach David Niffen, thanks for joining us, and best of luck to your Anteaters this 2023 season.
Thanks, Rob.
There's plenty more to come on the 2023 Big West Men's Volleyball Preview Show presented by OUTRIGGER Resorts, including 2 teams with their sights set on a national championship. Don't go away.
Sometimes faster isn't always better. Like saying I love you on the first date.
Or when it comes to giving your kid a haircut. Or eating something super hot.
But when it comes to getting in and out of the airport, faster is always better. And at Ontario International Airport, you can have a stress-free experience from the curb to the gate.
It's the least we can do.
At Jersey Mike's, they slice your order fresh right in front of you. And let me tell you, watching that can send a rush of emotions through a person. Excitement, impatience, baby-like wonder, indecisive, anticipatory chewing, nervous pacing, happy claps, and finally, jealousy, because that's this guy's sub. I should order one. Good idea. Sliced right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
Citywide to countryside. Whatever you drive, wherever you go. Hercules Tires has the value, selection, and industry-leading protection to get you there, no matter where the road takes you. Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength.
The Big West is back in Las Vegas. Don't miss the 2023 Hercules Tires Big West Basketball Championships, presented by the Hawaiian Islands, March 7th through the 11th at the Dollar Loan Center in Henderson, Nevada. Catch the pulse-pounding action as 20 men's and women's teams battle to punch their ticket to the NCAA tournament. Get tickets today at your favorite team's athletic ticket office, or visit bigwest.org/2023 for details.
What a finish!
Important matches on the schedule of our number 2 team, the Beach of Long Beach State. They've got a tough one at EIVA champion Penn State on January 25th, then a home-and-home series against UCLA, first at UCLA on February 9th, and then hosting the Bruins on February 10th. Then the Beach starts off Big West Conference play with a couple of grinder series, first against UC Santa Barbara on March 10th and 11th, then at Hawaii for 2 on March 17th and 18th. And we now welcome in Alan Knipe, head coach at Long Beach State. All right, Coach Alan Knipe of Long Beach State, you return your entire starting lineup except for AVCA NBA player and freshman of the year, Alex Nikolov. Can you share your thoughts on the returners this year and their match readiness for 2023?
Yeah, we obviously have a lot of guys coming back. Excited for them. They like most of the athletes in volleyball and a lot of sports for that matter. They've been through a lot the last couple of years. So our guys missed an entire year. They missed the entire fall training of the 21 year. Came back really late. Obviously, we got shut down last year. So I felt like the year that they put together was really spectacular for lots of reasons, just because of a lot of the hurdles that was thrown at them, and obviously being a very young team as well. So I'm excited for them. We've had a normal fall, which has been nice. I think that with the experience that they've been through of getting on the court the last couple of years, playing in the title game last year, I think that they've come back with a great sense of importance to everything that they do, and they've been great teammates to a lot of our young guys, and a lot of urgency, and just a really nice fall. It's been a couple of years since we've had a quote unquote normal fall, so really excited. We get obviously Mason and Spencer and Clark and Simon and Aiden and Grant Maroki and Shane Holdaway, all those guys that have seen significant time for us back. So and then we will have some new guys to get out there as well, so we're excited.
Well, excellent segue to our next question for you. But what new faces can we see contributing to the beach on court during the 2023 season?
Yeah, there's some new guys. Obviously, we have Soda is a transfer guy in for us, and we have another outside hitter named Skylar Varga, who's from Canada, who's a real nice player for their junior national team, and we a healthy Sebastian Rodriguez and Nathan Harlan, who did some really good things at the end of last year for us. We got a couple of new guys in the middle with Derek Owens and Dieris McRaven, some transfers that are doing some really good things, high flyers. I'm sure I'm missing a guy here or there, but we got a nice group of guys with the new guys with the returners, and not all of the new guys are 18-year-old freshmen. So that's kind of always good for your gym, because they come in with some experience and offer something new. So we're looking forward to the group, and we got a lot of guys competing really hard and looking for playing time.
Good. Well, now the beach takes on top teams from each of the conference in non-conference play, ranging from the MEVA, EIVA, the NEC, Conference Carolinas, and the MPSF, with a good mix of home and away matches. How do you see the beach competing against these teams with the LA MPSF team sprinkled in during Big West Conference play?
Well, I'd like to think, we try to put together a schedule that's good for lots of things. Obviously, we want to use it most importantly to prepare ourselves for the next stage of the season, right? So you want your preseason to prepare you for your conference season, and you want your conference season and your preseason to help prep you for your postseason. So we feel like we do a pretty good job scheduling, and we do a lot of scheduling in advance with some really good teams of home and away, and your place one year and our place the next year type of things. So like usual, we got some really good teams on our schedule, and we try to get on the road. I think there's a lot of benefit that comes to getting your guys on the road as early as possible, and getting a chance to maybe have a little bit more time for video and team meals, and just travel together, and just try to get the identity locked in of that current year's squad. So this year we're going to take off and go play in Canada against a good McMaster team, and Dave does a great job hosting us up there. So we're excited to spend a few days up there training against those guys and competing against those guys, and hopefully it sets us up for the year.
Yep. Now, is there a particular place or two places that you like to travel to play?
That always changes. I think I've been fortunate enough in my career to have been to most of the places, so there's not a whole lot of tourist destinations for me at this point. I think it's more of, experiences for the guys, checking off, sometimes traveling in tough situations, as far as you never know what you're going to get when we travel in January and February, or maybe going to Canada and getting into maybe a hostile gym, getting into a small gym, playing in a big arena, playing, I like to try to check off as many of those things as I can on the schedule. So each year, maybe it's a little different for each team, but for me, the most important thing is for us to focus on just taking each week as we can, and just getting better throughout that week. And whether the result goes our way or not, making sure that we apply the same approach to the following week, so we can keep stacking weeks and months and get us ready to be the best team we're capable at the end of the year.
All right, Coach Alan Ipe of Long Beach State. Thanks for spending time with us today, and good luck this year to you and your beach team.
Awesome. Thanks, Rob. Great talking to you.
The top team in our 2023 poll is all that remains in this year's Big West Men's Volleyball Preview Show presented by OUTRIGGER Resorts. Here's a look at the schedule facing the University of Hawaii. The Bows host Ball State for 2 on January 12th and 13th. Then head on out to Stanford University for 2 on February 10th and 11th. They come back to Hawaii to host the Outrigger Invitational, taking on PFW on March 10th and Penn State also on March 10th, and concluding with a match against UCLA on March 11th. Then the Rainbow Warriors start Big West Conference play by hosting Long Beach State for 2 on March 17th and March 18th. Head coach Charlie Wade leads the preseason #1 team in the Big West, and he joins us now to talk more about the Rainbow Warriors. All right, head coach Charlie Wade, University of Hawaii. You've got the benefit of returning every starter from your 2022 national championship team. In what ways are you challenging and developing them for a title defense or what could be a three-peat?
Yeah, I think it's kind of human nature sometimes to think that you may be doing enough. So we've talked a lot about making sure we're doing everything we can. I mean, the reality is what we've done has been enough, but it doesn't mean we're doing our best every day. So that's been kind of the mantra in the practice gym. And then for the first time, we went to the mainland twice in the fall and competed. This is a veteran group, and they need to compete. They need to get on the floor and play against other teams. So we did more of that in the fall than we have. And, I think we're progressing.
Yep. Now, what returners have really leveled up their play in this last year? You've got a talented group, but there definitely some have gone that next step.
Yeah, and I would say, obviously they're all good players. I'd say it's probably more characterized by everybody's a little better, right? Now, one guy didn't step up. The most improved is probably Cole Hoagland, that he's impacting the game more than others, and he's had the least playing experience going into last year. But Demi and Spero's both with the senior national team and are a little more physical. Chaz spent the summer here and is a little more physical, a little better out of system. Brett finished last year playing at a really high level and is just taken off. And I'd say the same with Jakob. He just continues to evolve. He was a starting center on their national team again this summer. And Guilherme Voss is really good, no doubt.
And with that, what new faces can we see contributing on the court for the Rainbow Warriors doing this season? Even though you do have all these returners, I know you were a process guy, so there's going to be some faces inserted here and there.
Yeah, and it's most of our B-side back too. So a lot of, just kind of adult men. The guy's been around for a long time. I'd say the one guy's kind of moved up the depth chart the most is Keone Thim. He was a serving sub last year and will primarily fill that role this year. But his efficiency's gotten way better. We joke he didn't serve in bounds probably in the month of March. He was struggling, but he really has kind of got it calibrated more, and he's, can consistently be in the 70s. And I'm telling him, look, I don't need 75 as much as 68 all night. He's kind of embraced that, and the rest of his game has evolved. So he's moved up into the top 4 as an outside hitter. So he's on the court a lot for us in practice, and a real exciting player, and I think one that is going to contribute more this year.
Yeah. Now, being one of the more, we'll call it senior coaches in the Big West now, from a coach's perspective, being that the last 4 national championship teams have come from the Big West since 2018, and if you look even further, the last 16 years, 8 of those national championships have gone to a Big West team. What's your take on what kind of competition is in the Big West?
It will be a bloodbath again, no doubt. 2 coaching turnovers in the league this year, which is rare. And I think both those teams, bring a kind of a little injection of better energy and just, younger guys that are going to have their guys fired up every night. And then, at the top of the league, everybody's really good. Irvine has probably the most impressive physical collection of pins and they're hosting the championship. So I think they're going to be rated to the end. And Hawaii, Santa Barbara, Long Beach are always right there. So this is not going to be any different.
All right. Well, thanks for your time, head coach Charlie Wade of the University of Hawaii. Best of luck this season to you and the Bows.
All right. Aloha. Thank you, Rob.
That'll just about do it for our preseason preview. But before we go, remember the 2023 Outrigger Big West Men's Volleyball Championship presented by the Hawaiian Islands is set for April 20th through the 22nd at the Brent Event Center on the campus of UC Irvine. Check bigwest.org for ticket information. We hope you enjoy the 2023 Big West Men's Volleyball Preview Show presented by Outrigger Resorts. I'm Rob Espero. Thanks for watching.
Sometimes faster isn't always better. Like saying I love you on the first date.
Or when it comes to giving your kid a haircut. Or eating something super hot.
But when it comes to getting in and out of the airport, faster is always better. And at Ontario International Airport, you can have a stress-free experience from the curb to the gate.
It's the least we can do.
At Jersey Mike's, they slice your order fresh right in front of you. And let me tell you, watching that can send a rush of emotions through a person. Excitement, impatience, baby-like wonder, indecisive, anticipatory chewing, nervous pacing, happy claps, and finally, jealousy, because that's this guy's sub. I should order one. Good idea. Sliced right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
Citywide to countryside. Whatever you drive, wherever you go. Hercules Tires has the value, selection, and industry-leading protection to get you there, no matter where the road takes you. Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength.
The Big West is back in Las Vegas. Don't miss the 2023 Hercules Tires Big West Basketball Championships, presented by the Hawaiian Islands, March 7th through the 11th at the Dollar Loan Center in Henderson, Nevada. Catch the pulse-pounding action as 20 men's and women's teams battle to punch their ticket to the NCAA tournament. Get tickets today at your favorite team's athletic ticket office or visit bigwest.org/2023 for details.
What a finish!